Welcome to my New England Patriots franchise. We're going to be hopping into each and every game of the season. The first game is going to be the Patriots versus the Steelers at home. Let's hop right in. And away we go with the NFL season. The Pittsburgh Steelers are returning the ball. They're going to kneel it down and get it at the 25-yard line. Now, Ben Roethlisberger was out most of last season, but they had an okay year. Let's see how they perform with him back in the quarterback position. He's dropping back. Where is he going to go with this ball? To a wide open Eric Ebron for a 26-yard completion. Now on second down, they have James Conner in the backfield. A play-action fake to Conner. Nobody's getting back there to the quarterback. Where is he going to go? Another wide open pass to Eric Ebron down to the 14-yard line. Now there's a 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line, back in the shotgun formation, a handoff to James Conner for a loss of 1 yard. 2nd and 12 on the 15. Another handoff to James Conner, breaking a tackle for a 6-yard gain. Now on a 3rd and 6 on the 10-yard line. Big Ben is dropping back. He's going to go across the middle. Not going to be enough for the first down. Stop short. It's going to be 4th and 1. This is about a 20-yard field goal from the 5-yard line. It is up, and it is good. The Steelers take a 3-0 lead over the Patriots. Marquise Lee is returning it, and he's going to take it back. He is going to get it to about the 22-yard line. Now that Tom Brady is gone, Jarrett Stidham is playing quarterback, his first official game, and he's going to hand it off to James White, and he's going to get a 3-yard gain. Now on a 2nd and 7 on the 25-yard line. A man in motion. Let's see where Stidham goes with the ball. Now it's a 2nd and 7 on the 25-yard line. Stidham's in the shotgun formation. A man is moving over in motion. He's dropping back. He's going to Devin Asai for a 6-yard gain. 3rd and 2 on the 31-yard line. 8:30 left in the first quarter. A handoff to Sony Michel, and he is going to be stopped short for no gain. Jake Bailey is back to punt, and that looks like a good one. They're calling for a fair catch, and it's going to go out. Oh, no, it is a touchback. Should have went out at the 1-yard line, but it's going to be a touchback. They'll get it at the 20-yard line. A man in motion. He's going to hand it off to Chase Claypool for a loss of 1 yard. A 2nd and 11 from the 19-yard line. A handoff to James Conner, but Dante Hightower is going to get there. And a loss of 1 yard for James Conner. A 3rd and 12 from the 18-yard line. Big Ben is dropping back. He can't find anyone downfield, but Lawrence Guy gets there for a big sack, stopping him at the 7-yard line. Now it is a 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. Stidham's in the shotgun formation. He's dropping back, getting it to Edelman, in a big hit, but he holds onto it. Now it should be very interesting how Edelman plays with Stidham. He's played with Brady his whole career. But on 2nd and 1, a handoff to James White for a big gain down to the 33-yard line. It is now a 1st and 10 on a 33-yard line. Stidham's dropping back, gets it to James White, but broken up. A nice big hit. Now on a 2nd and 10 on the 33-yard line. The Patriots are not in field goal range quite yet. He's dropping back, and TJ Watt is coming in hot for the sack, bringing them back to the 42-yard line. Now it's a 3rd and 19 from the 42-yard line. 4:50 left in the first quarter. Stidham's dropping back, tries to throw it to a side, but it is broken up. 4th down. It was a touchback on the punt, so a 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. A handoff to James Conner, a nice move right there, but a tackle by Devin McCourty. A 2nd and 7 on the 23-yard line. A man moving over in motion, looks like Vance McDonald. A handoff to James Conner, but Dante Hightower is going to get there again for a 2-yard gain, but a nice stop. It is now a 3rd and 5 situation on the 25-yard line. Big Ben is dropping back and throwing it across the field to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Big Ben is dropping back, and he's going deep to Claypool. Down at the 42-yard line, Big Ben is now at 100 yards passing. At the 42-yard line, a man in motion again. It's going to be a handoff to James Conner for 2 yards, and he's hurt. That is not a good sign for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now on the 40-yard line, Snell is in the game, and Big Ben is going deep to Claypool yet again down at the 19-yard line for 21 yards. On the 19-yard line, Benny Snell still in the game at running back, and he's going to get the ball for a 2-yard gain. They now have a 2nd and 8 situation from the 17-yard line with a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Everyone is covered. Big Ben is rolling out. John Simon coming in, and a big hit on Big Ben, and he is injured. Oh no, let's not have a repeat of last year. Mason Rudolph is in the game. He did not have many great games last season, but he's going deep to Juju Smith-Schuster for the touchdown. The extra point is up, and it is good. The Steelers take a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. Marquise Lee is back again, and he's going to return it. And he's going to get across the 25-yard line to the 28. Now from the 28-yard line with a minute 15 left in the first, a pass to Devin Asai. Asai got 4 yards on that pass. There is 48 seconds left in the first quarter. Stidham drops back. Across the middle, broken up. Stidham drops back. He's going deep to Sanu, who catches it, but it is broken up. 4th down. Jake Bailey on the punt. It looks like a good one. Fair catch called. And it is going to be stopped at the 3-yard line. What a punt. Mason Rudolph is still in the game. From the 3-yard line, he hands it off, a play-action fake. Rolling out, almost sacked, gone to Benny Snell to the 11-yard line. We are now in the second quarter, a 2nd and 2 from the 11-yard line. Man moving in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Snell, but a big hit, bringing him back to the 7-yard line by Jason McCourty. Now it's a big 3rd and 5 from the 7. Mason Rudolph to Claypool again, out at the 25-yard line. Mason Rudolph drops back. Eric Ebron wide open across the middle for a 20-yard gain. A 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Mason Rudolph drops back, throws it to Samuels, and he's going to be stopped from Stephon Gilmore at the 46-yard line. It is going to be a handoff to Benny Snell, who breaks a tackle by John Simon. But Chung is going to get there for a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 10 from the 45-yard line. Mason Rudolph drops back. Rolling out to the left side, there is a flag on the play to Claypool, his favorite target. But let's see what the call is. Holding on the offense. That was on Pouncey, the center, but that puts him in a 3rd and 20. With 9:19 left, Rudolph drops back. And of course, his favorite target, Claypool, with the broken tackle. Gets him all the way to the 20-yard line. He is having quite the game. That puts him in a 1st and 10 within field goal range. A flag. Looks like Samuel's going to get the 1st down anyways, though. Let's throw it to the ref, see what's going to happen. Offsides on the defense. That gives them a 1st and 5 from the 15-yard line. Mason Rudolph drops back, and he's going to the end zone to Juju, and it is broken up. No touchdown. It is now a 2nd and 5 from the 15-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Snell, who is going to be stopped short of the 1st down. It is now a 3rd and inches on the 10-yard line. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're going to hand it off to Snell, who breaks a tackle, but stopped short by Brandon King. 4th and 1. Now on 4th and 1, this is going to be about a 26-yard field goal. It is up, and it is good. 13-0 Steelers. Marquise Lee is returning it again on the kickoff. Gets it to the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, dropping back by Stidham to Keene for a 13-yard gain. That was Dalton Keene's first professional catch. So now they have a 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. Stidham to Edelman, wide open for 22 yards. 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line. A handoff to James White. There is going to be a holding penalty. Let's see who it's on. Holding on the offense. Wonderful. It is now a 1st and 20 after that penalty. Man in motion. Stidham drops back. He's throwing it to James White for a 2-yard gain. It is now a 2nd and 18 on the 48-yard line, and TJ Watt is going to get to Stidham for his 2nd sack. It is now 3rd and 24 with 5.5 minutes left in the half. Stidham drops back and a big pass to Devin Asai, but it's not going to be enough for the 1st down. They are going for it on 4th down with less than 5 minutes left in the half. Looks like they want to get a touchdown this 1st half. It is a pass to Edelman for a 4-yard gain. They now have a 1st and 10 with 4:25 left in the 2nd. A handoff to James White for a loss of a yard, and he is injured. They still aren't in field goal range, but it is a 2nd and 11 from the 32-yard line. Stidham drops back, and TJ Watt is coming again for his 3rd sack of the game. It looks like James White is back in the game. A 3rd and 21 to Sanu, and it is broken up yet again. 4th down. Jake Bailey on the punt, and it looks like it's going to be a touchback. There is 3:41 left in the half. 1st and 10. Mason Rudolph drops back. He surveys the field. Interception by Jonathan Jones, who is going to take it back to the house possibly. No, out at the 6-yard line. The Patriots now get it on the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, and a handoff to James White for a 2-yard gain. It is now a 2nd and goal on the 4-yard line. Stidham drops back to Sanu, and it is intercepted. They are going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. The interception was by Devin Bush. There is only 2:58 left in the half. Handoff to Benny Snell for a 2-yard gain. That puts him in a 2nd and 8 on the 4-yard line. Another handoff to Snell. He gets another 3 yards. We are now back from the 2-minute warning on a 3rd and 5. Mason Rudolph drops back, and he's throwing it deep, and of course to Eric Ebron. Gets it to the 29-yard line for a 22-yard gain. There is only a 1:53 left in the half. Mason Rudolph drops back and goes to Juju Smith-Schuster for a 9-yard gain. A 2nd and 1, Rudolph drops back, and his favorite receiver, Claypool, a missed tackle by Jason McCourty, but they got stopped at the 44-yard line. The clock is still running. Pittsburgh has 3 timeouts. Rudolph drops back and throws it to Claypool yet again. Since he went out of bounds, that stopped the clock. A 1st and 10 from the 36. Rudolph drops back, throws it to Juju, and a face mask, a clear face mask. That puts him at the 14-yard line. Rudolph drops back, rolls out to the right a little bit, goes for the end zone, incomplete. That puts him in a 2nd and 10 from the 14-yard line. Rudolph drops back. He's going to Eric Ebron, almost intercepted. They are in field goal range, so it's 3rd and 10 from the 14. Rudolph drops back. No one's open quite yet, and John Simon's coming in for the sack, his 2nd one of the game. This is going to be a 38-yard field goal. It is not automatic. It is up, and it is good. 16-0 Steelers. On the kickoff, Marquise Lee is returning the ball yet again, and he is going to get up to the 25-yard line. There is only 11 seconds left in the 1st half, and they're going to hand it off to James White. That is going to be the end of the 1st half. At the beginning of the 2nd half, Marquise Lee is returning the ball, and he is going to be stopped at the 25-yard line. The Patriots have some catching up to do. 1st and 10. Stidham drops back. Devin Asai wide open for a 21-yard gain. It is now a 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Stidham goes to Asai yet again for 4 yards. They now have a 2nd and 6 from the 50-yard line. And James White is going to get the first down. 10.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Another handoff to James White for 2 yards. It is now a 2nd and 8 from the 39-yard line. Stidham drops back and goes to Marquise Lee across the middle. And enough for the first down, an 11-yard gain. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. A handoff to James White, and he's going to get 5 yards. The Patriots are now officially in field goal range. Stidham drops back, a screen to Burkhead for a loss of 2 yards. It is now a big 3rd and 7 situation from the 25-yard line. A pass to James White, and enough for the first down, an 11-yard gain. From the 14-yard line, a handoff to James White for a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 from the 8-yard line, a handoff to Sony Michel, and that is going to be a touchdown. They are going for 2 points with 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Stidham in the shotgun formation. He drops back, and he gets it to Marquise Lee, 16-8. Switzer is returning the ball. He could have took the touchback, but he gets to the 23-yard line. On the 23-yard line, Big Ben is back in the game, and he throws it across the middle to Juju for 9 yards. That gives him a 2nd and 1 from the 32-yard line. A play-action fake. Big Ben can't find anybody, but he gets it to James Washington. A play-action fake to Benny Snell, almost gets sacked, but incomplete. A 2nd and 10 with 6:11 left in the third quarter. Big Ben drops back, but he tucks the ball down. And John Simon, he lost 1 yard. That puts the Steelers in a 3rd and 11 situation. Big Ben drops back. A pass to Juju, but way out of bounds. 4th down. And the punt is away. It looks like a good one. And it is out at the 17-yard line. The Patriots now have a 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. A handoff to James White, and it looks like for a 1-yard gain. They now have a 2nd and 9 on the 18-yard line. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Stidham drops back, and a pass to James White for a big gain. First down, 11-yard gain. They are now on the 29-yard line with 4.5 minutes left in the third. Stidham drops back, and TJ Watt's 4th sack of the game. They now have a 2nd and 16 on the 23-yard line. A pass to Sanu, but it is intercepted by Joe Hayden. He breaks a tackle until he's brought down. That gives the Steelers a 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. Big Ben drops back, but he's going to tuck it down, and he's going to get about 5 or so yards. They are now on the 43-yard line. A handoff to Samuels for a big gain up the middle to the 34-yard line. It is now a 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. Eric Ebron is moving over in motion. It is a handoff to Snell with a nice spin move and a broken tackle, but taken down to the 29-yard line. It is now a 2nd and 5 from the 29-yard line. Big Ben drops back, and a pass down to the 25-yard line. It is now 3rd and 1 from the 25-yard line. The Steelers are in field goal range. A handoff to Snell, but he is stopped. This is going to be a long 40-yard field goal with 1:20 left in the third. And it's a fake field goal, and it is going to be incomplete. The Patriots now have a 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. Stidham drops back, goes deep, and it is incomplete. Stidham drops back, gets rid of the ball just in time to Marquise Lee for a 12-yard gain. There is only 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Stidham drops back and overthrows James White, who had all day to run. That puts the Patriots in a 2nd and 10. Stidham drops back, overthrows Asai out of bounds. They are on the 37-yard line. They're dropping back, and that is going to be TJ Watt's 5th sack of the game. Jake Bailey is back to punt at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and that is a beautiful punt And it looks like it's going to be stopped at the 7-yard line. It is now 1st and 10 on the 7-yard line for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is a handoff to Benny Snell, who is going to get stopped at the 9-yard line. They now have a 2nd and 8 on the 9-yard line with 11 minutes left in the game. Big Ben drops back, goes to Juju across the middle, down at the 30-yard line. The Steelers are throwing it all over the Patriots defense today. On the 30-yard line, Big Ben drops back and gets it to Eric Ebron for 8 yards. It is now a 2nd and 2 and a handoff to Samuels. If he didn't do that little juke move right there, he might have just scored a touchdown. 10-yard gain. They are now on the 48-yard line. A man is moving in motion, and Big Ben tucking the ball again. Why did he just cut back right there? He might have scored a touchdown. I don't know what Big Ben was doing during the offseason, but he decided to become Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson. It is a 1st and 10 on the 30, man in motion. A handoff to Benny Snell, and he is going to be stopped for a 2-yard loss by Stephon Gilmore. There is 8:45 left in the 4th quarter, a 2nd and 12. A handoff to Samuels, and it is going to be a fumble in the tackle by Dante Hightower, picked up by John Simon. And it looks like there is going to be a booth review. Let's go take a look at it. It has been reversed. His knee was down, so it is a 3rd and 11 on the 31-yard line. A pass to Eric Ebron, who had it for a second, but it is incomplete. 43, 44, 45. This is a 46-yard field goal. It is up, and it is good. 19-8 Steelers. Marquise Lee is back to return the ball. He gets it. He's crossing the 20-yard line, and he's breaking away down at the 32-yard line. The Patriots now have a 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. 8:02 left in the game. Stidham drops back and throwing it across the field, but it is broken up. It is now 2nd and 2 on the 32-yard line. Stidham throws it deep to Darius Byrd, but it is incomplete, way overthrown. It is now a big 3rd and 10. The Patriots are down by 11 with 7:53 left. Stidham drops back, throws it to Devin Asai for a big gain down at the 38-yard line. That now gives them a 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. Stidham drops back. He is getting rushed and sacked by TJ Watt for his 6th sack of the game. That now puts them at a 2nd and 18 on the 47-yard line. Stidham throws it to James White, and it is almost intercepted. This is a big 3rd and 18 on the 40. Stidham drops back, getting rushed by TJ Watt and almost intercepted. The ball was intended for Sanu. They are going for it on 4th down. On the 47-yard line, Stidham drops back, throwing it deep to Marquise Lee, but it is intercepted. Turnover on down. That now puts them in a 4th and 18. They are going for it. Stidham drops back, throws it deep to Marquise Lee, but it is incomplete. Turnover on down. It is now 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. Big Ben drops back and throws it to Ebron for a 5-yard gain. That puts the Steelers back 10 yards into a 2nd and 16 on the 40-yard line. A handoff to Benny Snell, who gets stopped at the 49-yard line. They now have a 3rd and 7 on the 49-yard line. The Patriots need to make a stop here. Big Ben drops back, going to Eric Ebron, but intercepted by Stephon Gilmore. That gives the Patriots a 1st and 10 on their own 32-yard line. Stidham drops back, throws it to Marquise Lee for a completion at the 43-yard line. They now have a 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line. A pass to Burkhead is broken up. It is now a 2nd and 10 on the 43-yard line. Stidham drops back, throws it to James White, but it is intercepted, and that is going to be taken back for a touchdown. That is going to give them a 25-8 lead. The extra point is up, and it is good. 26-8 Steelers with 4.5 minutes left in the game. Marquise Lee is back to return it, and he gets it to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 22-yard line. They have to come back right now. And that is going to be the 7th sack by TJ Watt. 4 minutes left in the game. A 2nd and 15. Throws it to James White. Gonna be down to the 21-yard line. 3:30 left in the game. 3rd and 10. And TJ Watt is coming again for the 8th sack of the game. And the Patriots are just punting the ball away, basically admitting defeat. Switzer back for the return and down at the 40-yard line. You have to imagine the Steelers are just going to run the clock out. 2:57 left in the game. A handoff to Benny Snell's getting it to the 50-yard line. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning unless they throw the ball. They're going to let the clock wind down. Another handoff to Benny Snell for 15 yards. 1st and 10 at the 2-minute warning. Another handoff to Benny Snell. He breaks a tackle by Hightower. The play clock is about to run out. Man in motion and a delay of game. 2nd and 10. Another handoff to Benny Snell for 3 yards. This should be the last play of the game. Another handoff to Benny Snell for 1 yard. The Steelers are going to win the game 26-8. I stand corrected. The Steelers are trying to lay it on thick, and the field goal is up, and it is good. 29-8. Now, I know this is something a little bit different on my channel, but let me know if you like it down in the comments below. We are at least going to be doing 1 season on my channel. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.